Coming to you live from Pasadena, Monologue! And now, your lovable host, Donald Briggs!
Thank you. I'm your host, Donald Briggs, and this is Monologue, Semifinals Part 2. Let's go ahead and meet our lovely judges for this evening. We have Mr. Barry Papick. Ms. McCall Sennett. And Mr. Justin Ross. All right, folks, now we're going to go ahead and get this party started. Our first contestant this evening, a very talented man, goes by the name of Patrick Hume, and he is doing a piece titled 4 New Tires. Patrick Hume.
I want to start out by saying I'm sorry. My behavior last week was, how should I put this? A bit childish. I stand here a better man. Yes, I do. I'm starting to see how this whole thing works. I really am. For instance, that business with my car and the audition, you recall? Still won't answer, huh? Well, an amazing thing came out of that experience. First of all, that car I stole has been returned and no charges are being pressed. Pretty good, huh? I mean, that old lady is a saint. I told her the whole story, and would you believe she's an actress? Now retired, but nonetheless, she empathized with my plight, unlike someone else I know. Sorry. I guess I'm still a bit pissed off. I mean, really, that was quite the stunt you pulled. Anyhow, she really touched me. And guess what? She has a son who's a mechanic, and he's setting me up with a new set of tires at cost. So there's that. Have you noticed anything else? No cigs. I'm off the smokes and the dope. I told Milo all about it. He thought I was crazy. Put a spliff right in front of my face, but I held firm. I'm on edge. Can't sleep. Eating more ding-dongs than I should, but I'm clean. I did a few push-ups. I did some jumping jacks. I even tried some pull-ups, but man, those are tough. Do you work out? I mean, is that even necessary? Forget it. Just forget it. Not important. So I've been good, you know? I mean, you know, right? So where's the good stuff? You know, I've given myself over and what? Nothing. That's what. I mean, I'm not in jail, and I'm getting a new set of tires. But come on, man. Give me something good. I'm going crazy. Like a roll, huh? A good roll. A Lawrence of Arabia type roll, huh? Then we'll be in business. You hear me, brother? I mean, I'll keep up the good work, stay clean, work out, trust the process, but you need to keep up your end. Okay? Okay. I think that's all for now. Yeah, I think I'll go for a jog, huh? Yeah, a jog, and then a nice cup of tea and a good book. You know what? I'll read your book. How's that? That should get the ball rolling. All right. Yeah, this was good. Good, yes. I'll see you next week.
Great job. Patrick, join me, please. Come on out here, Patrick. Let's find out what the judges thought of that performance, okay? Barry, what did you think of Patrick's performance?
Patrick, it's hard to talk about you in 2 minutes because you know, there's so much there. It's sort of like Jim Carrey on crack. But I thought you did a really good job. And if I was to compare this to other actors, I'd say you did a very good job. If I was to compare this to yourself, I'd say you could do a much better job. And that's why it's interesting to me, because I think you're really good. And I think that what happens is some things you take for granted because it comes so naturally to you. And I think that there's places, there's some reversals in here, there's some personalizations in here that could be much clearer. And if I compare you to other actors, it's wonderful. But when I compare you to yourself, I think that you have a lot of room to grow. And I think you're very talented and could be even much more talented.
Thanks.
Yeah, I really concur with everything that Barry said. Just to add to that, I feel like, well, first of all, I think that you could make this into like its own web series. I mean, you're clearly, you're a good writer, and you've got this whole, you've got this character developed, and there's no reason you couldn't just open your Apple computer and start recording these and, just go viral with this. So I'd encourage you to do that anyway. But that aside, I think that this person is clearly crazy that you're playing, and I really want to see you come a little more unhinged. Mm-hmm. You're playing it too safe. Mm-hmm. So don't scare us a little, And at the end, this thought, I think I'll go for a jog. In that moment, you're resting a little bit too much on having done this too many times, and I didn't see the idea. Mm. That thought had to come to you, and right. I saw the memorization, but not the thought. Okay. So, just be careful that you're not, that you're living in the moment each moment. But good work.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
I think you're wonderful. I think you're very unique. It's great to, be introduced to an actor that has, a real definitive quality that is special to him. And so I think it's exciting to watch you work. But along those same lines, I felt, dare I say that word, indicating with the coat, you clearly get comedy and irony, right, which is rich, but it felt a little forced, particularly at the top. And I think that if you just really get yourself to that place of playing it for real, it will have all the humor, it will have all the manic energy that I think you want in there, but it will come off more in the moment. And I think you're also a good enough actor to make that switch when he gets to where's the good stuff. I think you have the capability to break our heart with that desire that this guy really has. But beautiful work.
Thanks.
All right,
Yeah.
well, thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
All right, good luck. Okay? Doing a piece titled The Accused, Beata Kaminska.
You double-crossing bitch! You sold me out! Did you see this? Did you do this? Is this what you did? Huh? I wouldn't make a good witness. Of course not. I'm too fragile. I'm too vulnerable. My past is too questionable. I'm just a pothead, a drug addict, a drunk. Just some slut that got bounced around a little bit in a bar, right? So I didn't get raped? I never got raped? How come he doesn't say that? How come he doesn't say Sarah Tobias got raped? What the hell is reckless endangerment? And who the hell are you to decide that I ain't good enough to be a witness? I bet if I went to law school and didn't live in some goddamn dump, then I would be good enough, huh? And do not tell me you know how I feel. You don't know how I feel. I'm standing there with my pants down and my crotch hang out for the world to see, and 3 guys are sticking it to me. And a bunch of other guys are yelling and clapping. And you standing here and you telling me that you know how I feel? That I cannot be a good witness? Now, I don't know what you got for selling me out, but I sure as shit hope it was worth it.
Very nice, Beata. Please join me. Let's find out what the judges thought of that performance, okay? Barry.
Hey, Beata, how you doing?
How are you?
Good. Nice work. It's a tough piece. It's a really tough piece, and I think the biggest problem that actors fall into in a piece like this is that they live only in the action, and they don't drop into the need enough. And what I saw today was that the bottom here, you didn't free yourself up to drop into the bottom as much as you really could have. The pain that this girl is in, the action I loved, and you really drove this piece. You really drove this piece. Matter of fact, you drove it so hard that you could have slowed down a little bit and pulled back a little bit. But the real juice in this piece, the lusciousness of this piece is dropping into that pain. We live in our pain 100% of the time. We cover it 97% of the time. I saw a lot of the cover today, but I didn't see a lot of just the nakedness. And I thought it was good work. But I know your work, from seeing you last time, and I think that there's another step that you could go even further. So I'd say it's good work, but don't be satisfied with it.
Yeah, I agree with Barry as well. I think this is a sort of piece that if you were to come back on stage and do it right now, that you'd hit it. Mm-hmm. This is one of those pieces that you have to be so in that emotional zone, and you kind of have to free fall with it, where you don't know what's going to come. And I feel like that a little bit requires a very safe space, and there's a quality of this whole situation that's not completely safe. So I think it's I give you major kudos for even attempting to do a piece like this in this setting. This is the sort of piece that really is achieved best in like a closed set, and I commend you for going for it. I think that you're fully capable of hitting it, and I have no doubt if we were to see you in another take that you would. So thank you for sharing and for being brave. Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about. I thought you brought it from the moment you walked onto the stage. I do understand that, a scene like this, I don't know you well enough to know what your process is. If you're an actress who nails it on the first take and then gets progressively less, or if, you're somebody who, does a great job on the first take, and it gets richer and richer and richer with each one. So yes, I do agree on that count, but I mean, I was feeling very emotional when you were performing, and sitting here thinking, where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm Polish-German.
Polish, and are you like, a renowned actress in Poland? Or
in Poland, yes.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not like super, but like.
Yeah. Well, that's just the gut instinct that I had. I think you're wonderful, and would love to see more. So the only one thought that around midway through, I wanted you to take your time a little bit more with it. I wanted you to stop. You did stop, and then you went back, and then I wanted like really a slower burn. But
Yeah.
Well, but really, I thought you were terrific.
Well, Beata, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it. Good luck, okay? All right, we're going to bring out another talented young man, goes by the name of Gene Pressendew.
Yeah,
He's going to do a piece titled I'm Sorry. Gene Pressendew, everybody.
Okay, I get it. I need space. But is this what I deserve, T? Huh? After all that time, after everything I gave you, what am I supposed to do now? Live on the streets? I gave you everything. And this what you do with it? I don't got nothing else to say to you. Matter of fact, I do. As much as I can't stand looking at you right now, I still gotta love you. And I wish you the best. Everything I ever did to you, any bad word I ever said, I'm sorry. It's on me. It's not you. And maybe, who knows? Maybe down the line, maybe we'll be together again. That's it.
Gene Cressender, Gene, please join me. All right, let's find out what the judges thought of that performance. Barry.
Gene the Dream, how are you?
I'm all right.
Good, good, very good. It's good to see you again. And listen, you're growing as an actor, man. You know, you're doing a lot of good work, and I like to see it. But let's talk about this piece a little bit. You know, I thought what was missing a little bit was the arc on this piece. Okay. You know, I thought that you came in. I'll tell you the truth. I didn't believe I didn't believe the first moment at all. I thought you came in all emotion. I always say, if emotion was acting, my mother would have won an Oscar. You know, so right. You know, so the point being that you got to really live the moment. And I thought you really dropped into it. I thought you rushed a little bit. There was that great transition. You know, when you come back and you say, no, as a matter of fact, I do want to talk about this, you know, take your time with that. I have to feel you're going to leave, or else that transition doesn't work. You know, but I thought, you know, I thought you really dropped in. I thought you found your groove. You found the place. I didn't like where it started. I thought that, and that tells me that the preparation was either not strong enough or it was wrong. And, you know, but I thought you found the place. And I think you're a talented guy. I know you're a talented guy. So, so what I really want to see is you take it to that next step.
I'm going to disagree with Barry here, and I actually really loved it. I thought that you were so emotionally full, and I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know enough about the overarching, you know, intentions and pieces of the whole of the piece, but I felt you really moved me, and I was captivated watching you, and you gave me chills. So I don't know. I mean, in terms of a performance, I thought you did a great job, and your piece is the only one I don't have the luxury of reading beforehand. So, you know, maybe that was in your favor. You know, I didn't know enough of what to expect. I didn't have my set of, you know, criteria in front of me, but I really liked it. So good work. Yeah, thank you.
I'm aligned with Barry here. I agree. I also think you're a very gifted actor. You're wonderful to watch. I would have loved to have seen a few more colors, which I think is sort of what, you know, a different way of you know, what Barry is saying. The conflict is so rich with varying emotions that I really wanted to see you explode at some point. And I would, you know, not be presumptuous at this point, not knowing the piece well enough to tell you when that should be, but I think that there's certainly enough fire inside of you going on that to really let that animal out, because it is an animal protecting, you know, his space and his property and his laying claim, and then, you know, making a decision to, you know, to let it go. So just wanted a few more levels there. You're welcome.
Gene, thank you so much. Good luck. Before I announce the next guest, just let me know, let Barry know. I'm going to edit the part out that he said is about his mother so he doesn't get in trouble. You're welcome. So our last contestant for this evening, a young man, very talented young man, goes by the name of Dylan Shepard, and he's going to do a piece titled The Glass Menagerie. Dylan Shepard, everybody.
Yep. Well, that's what I judge to be your principal trouble. A lack of confidence in yourself as a person. Now, I'm basing this fact on a number of your remarks and on certain observations that I've made. For instance, this clumping that you say you thought was so awful in high school, you say you dreaded to go upstairs. You see what you did? You dropped out of school and you gave up an education. All because of a little clump, which as far as I'm concerned is practically non-existent. Oh, a little physical defect's all you had. It's hardly noticeable even. Magnified 1,000 times by your imagination. Now, you know what my strong advice to you is? You got to think of yourself as being superior in some way. My man alive, Laura. Look around you. What do you see? A world full of common people. All of them born and all of them gonna die. Now, which of them has 1/10 of your strong points? Or mine? Or anybody else's for that matter? You see, everybody excels in some one thing. Well, some in many. Take me, for instance. Now, my interest happens to lie in electrodynamics. I'm taking a radio engineering course at night school, on top of a fairly responsible job at the warehouse. I'm taking that course, and I'm studying public speaking. Because I believe in the future of television, I want to be ready to go right up along with it. I've already made the right connections, and all that remains now is for the industry itself to get underway. You know, full steam, money, jigga jigga jigga, knowledge, jigga jigga jigga, power, jigga jigga jigga, wham! Now that's a saga democracy's built on.
Dylan, come and join me. Let's find out what the judges thought of that performance, all right? Barry.
Hey, Dylan, how you doing?
Great, how are you?
Good. Listen, The Glass Menagerie is a big chunk to bite off. It's, to me, one of the 5 greatest plays ever written. It's an incredible play. And you have all the charm in the world for it. You know, the gentleman caller needs to be charming, and you have that. The other problem here is that you also have to have an intense, deep caring for Laura. And that's the part that I didn't see enough of today. I saw you trying to charm her and trying to make her smile, but the bottom is he's a really nice guy, and that's what we find out through the course of the play. And what we didn't see here was that you really cared for her, and cared for her situation. We saw a lot of ta-da moments. Ta-da! You know, which is really wonderful because you have that. You have that as an actor. You have that charm. You know, but you're a young guy, and that's why obviously this is written for an older guy. Because besides the ta-da moments, we really need those moments where we say, "Man, that's the kind of guy that I want to be, or that's the kind of guy I want to meet."
Yeah, I would second basically everything that Barry said. I think it's difficult to judge you completely on this piece because it's you're about 10 years too young for it. So it makes it difficult because you literally haven't had. It doesn't matter how good of a job you do, you can't do this piece yet. You just haven't lived those moments or have the understanding of what it means to be a man in order to play the part. So I think you're incredibly charismatic and charming and adorable, and I also think that you really captured that essence of Jim that is required for the role. I would definitely encourage you to continue to pick pieces that are classic. It was so exciting to me to see the Glass Menagerie on my desk here instead of, you know, all the pieces are wonderful, but it really is wonderful when I see actors doing the classics. And Tennessee Williams in particular is just so rich. So seek out those parts, you know, and I would encourage you to find a role that is just a little more suited for where you're at in life, so that you can fully embody that character, and you really can bring all of yourself to it. Thank you.
I don't fully agree with my fellow judges here. When I saw that you were going to do the glass menagerie and the gentleman caller, I was like, huh? And I do understand that, in the real world, you're not the right age, you're not ready to play this character. You would not be cast as this character. However, if I had not known that it was the glass menagerie and know, the proper age of an actor for this role, I would have judged it very differently. And I think that you made it your own. I felt your concern for the girl that you were speaking to. I got an essence of an old soul. I don't know if you understand that concept, but it's given to people who are perhaps young in years, but somehow old in experience, like maybe you've walked this earth once or twice or thrice before and have an understanding of the human condition that some much older people don't have.
Thank you so much. Good luck, okay? All right, let's go ahead and bring out our contestants. Contestants, please join us. All right, everybody, and here is the moment of truth. Our first runner-up with the piece titled The Glass Menagerie, Dylan Shepard. And the winner for tonight, drum roll please, with the piece titled The Accused, Beata Kaminska.